Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Force here with some more Hearthstone. Today we'll be taking a look at a mid-range mage deck that was posted up on Reddit by KT Mike. In this deck, you go for the face with your minions and finish off your opponent with your OP spells. We've got a solid early game with Mana Wyrm plus low casting cost spells, or an Argent Squire that can be pumped up or provide for some cheap trades, a strong mid game with the Dark Iron Dwarf to pump up your minions, or a Water Elemental to slow your opponent up, and then the finishers in Pyroblast and Fireball. Now with the general premise out of the way, let's take a look at the deck in action. So the current metagame right now, in ranks 5+ or so, is consisting of aggro mages like we're seeing here, aggro or control warlocks, some control shamans, and then druids and paladins, and those are all mid-range to control as well. I know I listed quite a bit, but that's basically what we're looking at. Just wanted to explain sort of why we're looking at a mage deck again, because this is just one of the few decks that's up there in the rankings. All right, now in this opening hand, the mirror image is certainly good, but it's only good in combination with something else. And since I don't have anything, and since I didn't have anything to combine it with, I didn't want to run the risk of actually having it sit in my hand and be sort of more or less useless, because you need a creature to protect with that, otherwise it's not doing much for you. So we ended up getting 2 Frostbolts, a Harvest Golem, as well as the Water Elemental. So this is, again, a somewhat mid-range looking hand here. We're gonna see a coin into a Loot Hoarder. So it looks like this is actually, no, this could still very well be a control deck, without, no question about that. Let's go ahead and pick that off, though. Don't want to take the 2 damage if not necessary. This also allows us to go with a very safe Harvest Golem. Could get silenced, though, because we are playing against a Shaman. See what he ends up getting for his totem. It is the spell power one. That is actually terrible for us, but you know, c'est la vie. Just because chances are he's running a lot of spell damage, Earth Shock, Lightning Storm, things of that nature. Forked, no, not forked. Fork, yeah, that too. There's just a lot of potential spell that he could be throwing at our 2/3 right now. Or again, he could go with the Earth Shock to silence it, which wouldn't be too bad. Looks like he's gonna go with the totem. There is a lightning bolt, and then he'll be hitting us for 2. And then we still get the 2/1. Is he going to trade for it? Yes, he is. Wise move, because we would have frostbolted that, and we probably still will frostbolt that. In fact, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go like this. Frostbolt this for 1, and then, you know, in case he's looking at charge creatures, not super likely, but it's possible. Go ahead and throw that guy down. We could also throw the Frostbolt to stop a weapon attack, but nah, that's fine. Other option would have been the 3/6, but I liked being able to, of course, get rid of his Flame Tongue Totem. Pretty terrifying in that deck, and that's nothing you want to deal with. Off to a slow start, but again, remember, this is a mid-range deck, so around now is when we're going to try to start rolling. We'll have to see how big the threats are that he does end up playing, because we might have to respond to that instead of going for the face, but ideally, we'll be going for the face. He's overloaded 1. Still got plenty of damage he could do, though. There's a Stormforge Axe. He'll be walking into the mirror image. Still have our 3/2 in play, and I'm actually thinking about Frostbolting him. Yeah, I'm actually gonna Frostbolt him to stop him from having the easy taunt killer. Also to keep this guy in play, hopefully to be able to get the Pyroblast out on turn 7. Chances are that won't happen, but you know, we can keep our fingers crossed. I mean, if we can freeze him next turn, never mind, there's 2/2/3 taunts. Although we do have a response for that. That's going to be this. Kill 1 like this. Our guy's still alive. Kill that. He still has to work through the taunt, so this guy's still in play, and we could, again, see that Pyroblast next turn. Worry about a Lightning Storm, which would be 3 damage across the board. That'd clear everything but this, and then he could just attack into this. Freezing himself, taking 3 damage, but still, a Lightning Storm would be terribly effective right now. So much so that I assume he would have played it if he had it. Looks like he doesn't, because he is just attacking into our taunt. Hoping to get a taunt of his own, most likely. Nah, that didn't end up getting it. Just got the heal. And beautiful. All right, so this is going pretty well for us, to say the least. Our turn, 10 plus 10, that's 20 damage. That is 20 damage right there. So we're gonna do it. We also freeze him, stopping him from having the easy attack into our 3/2. putting him down to 1, meaning unless he has healing, which could have like Earthen Ring Farseers, we have got the kill just with the Pyroblast next turn. Also, of course, have the Fireball for potential kill. There's a Fire Elemental. And with his 1, he's going to Lightning Bolt. We still have the 3/4. And it looks like he's got no other response. So that, my friends, is the win. And let's just, we don't have to do anything fancy. We just attack him with the 3/4. All right, so there's a game. Let's take a look at the deck list. The mid-range mage deck from KT Mike of Reddit. You go for the face with your minions, you finish off with OP spells. That is exactly what you saw last game. We've got 2 Arcane Missles as well as 2 Mirror Images. Both these cards synergize very well with the Mana Wyrm. Same thing with the Frostbolt there. Turn 1 Mana Wyrm, you could coin into one of these 2. You could, on the second turn, just get a Frostbolt. It's some huge damage potential early on. The Argent Squire is just a good creature for trading. This plus your hero power allows you to take out 2 health minions on your second turn. We're talking about things like Flame Imps, beautiful targets for that. I've got the Novice Engineer for card draw plus a decent body. Sorcerer's Apprentice, well, their spells costing 1 less to allow for some free Mirror Images and Arcane Missles, some 1-cost Frostbolts, some 7-drop Pyroblast, as you saw last game. The Harvest Golem, 2-for-1 trader, a lot of the time, very strong. Fireball, late game finisher, Dark Iron Dwarf, pumping up your low minions for trade-ups or for damage to the face. Defender of Argus, the +1/+1 to 2 minions, plus the taunt, allow you to protect select minions along with getting taunters, and yeah, also protecting select minions and pumping them up. Water Elemental to slow down your opponent or his creatures with that freeze, really, really nice. Sylvanas Windrunner, because it's still one of the best legendaries in the game. Argent Commander for a finisher, surprise with the charge attack. Flamestrike for board clear. It's really the only board clear in the game. It's meant for those late game, very scary situations. Warlock Murloc can be a good candidate for this card. And then the Pyroblast, just like the Fireball and Dark Iron, or Argent Commander, it's that late game finish. All right, guys, that does it here. Thanks so much for taking a look at the deck spotlight. We'll be following this up with a gameplay video tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. If you like the content, please subscribe, keep watching, and keep owning.